All right, I think I got you now, Eli. You there?
Yep, got you back.
Good Lord, I apologize to you, but mainly I apologize to the audience, man. Believe it or not, we do test runs. I do audio checks and all that stuff. We did it just before we went on with you, and then as soon as we hit live, all hell broke loose. So, obviously, for those who don't know, Eli Wolf, as we were introducing him, former Georgia tight end, now headed in to the NFL draft after quite a career at both Tennessee and Georgia. Going to talk to him a little bit about that today. But man, my first question I've got for you, just right off the bat, is man, obviously there's some crazy times going on right now in the world. I was just wondering how you and your family are kind of dealing with it and what's going on in the world of Eli Wolf right now.
Yeah, family. Me, we're doing great. Family's back in Ohio, staying safe. Everybody's doing well. I'm here in Tennessee, training any way I can, and just trying to be respectful of everybody and keep my distance. But it is crazy time.
For sure. I mean, I think the uncertainty, right? The unknown, I think, is what's is
Yeah.
mainly is just weird for all of us. I mean, it's different when there's an end date or an ending period. We just don't know right now. Everybody's kind of waiting around, sitting on their hands. We talked about it a little bit earlier, man. You had an incredible pro day out there at D1 Athletics, I believe it was. So, did you hit any personal best? I know some of the Georgia fan base was probably a little bit surprised to see your 40 there. I think you clocked in a 4.48 right there at 6'5", like 240 pounds. So, tell us a little bit about that. And did you set any personal best during that pro day, my man?
Yeah, majority of it was actually personal best. My trainers, Devin, Corey, Jake, all those guys, that they got me to peak right at the perfect time. So we had a film crew come in and run through all the drills because we wanted to film. So it's legit. So we're not just saying numbers and spitting them out there. But yeah, majority of the numbers were all PRs, personal best for me that day. It was a good day, and I was pretty happy with it. And now it's kind of process, the unknown process you were talking about of getting it out there, just because this has never been done before.
Yeah, it's totally different, and you're not the only one. It seems like all prospects, in a similar case as you are, sending off these tapes. Like you mentioned, they're filming all these workouts and sending them out to these NFL prospects and NFL teams. What has kind of the adjustment period been like? Where you go into this process, you expect to be able to sit down with these teams, and now you're doing most of this over video conference calls and Skype and things like that. Well, kind of take us through that. What's been going on?
Yeah, so teams have been, trying to get a hold of you any way they can, using technology to their advantage. So when I've been talking to teams, I've just been trying to be really, transparent with them. Say I don't have anything to hide. However you want me to video this whole pro day, because not having a pro day definitely hurts, especially guys like me and other guys around the country. It hurt not them getting their eyes on me. So I'm saying, hey, I don't have anything to hide. I know what I can do. Whatever you would like me to do, improve, I'm here for it. But obviously, with what's going on, it's pretty limited to what we can and can't do. So.
Absolutely. So, I mean, you're getting feedback from these teams virtually and whatnot. What communication are prospects receiving from the league through agents and things of that nature about the status of the draft and what's going to go on with that in April? Do they know anything about? I mean, I know we're going to probably be hosting it, virtually, kind of like what we're doing right now. People in different areas. You don't want any large gatherings at this point. Have they told any of you players what it might look like, next month?
To be honest, I think a lot of people are, just as out of the loop as I am. So, the scouts and, coaches, they're trying to do everything they can to collect as much information to give back to, the head coach, the GMs as they can. And they're doing a good job of collecting that, getting on FaceTime calls and that. But, I haven't heard much. I don't know about anybody else, but right now it's just kind of a shot in the dark. So you just got to do your best, make your best impression, and whatever happens, happens.
So you're obviously still training. You're still getting your work in, correct?
Yes. Yeah. So I'm actually, it's been a couple, unorthodox ways, just going to home gyms and stuff like that. But, you got to still get it in because you never know. And, you got to go prove something. So.
Yeah, because typically, I mean, you prospects, as soon as, your last college game is played, whether it be in that conference championship or in that bowl game, from that moment, basically until you're drafted, it's an all-out workout session, especially leading up to pro days and combines, where you guys are putting it in every single day to perform your best there at your pro day. What kind of I know I didn't prep you for this one, but what kind of relief did you have? Was it kind of just like an exhale after that pro day? Because I mean, you flat out killed it.
Yeah, so you train, and do some specific work like running a 40, training to start like that. That's very pro day specific.
Mm-hmm.
And hitting 225 on bench. It's very pro day specific. So it was kind of a relief that now I can get real locked in on what's going to make me the best football player I can, and just kind of take a breath of fresh air because I put it out there. It is what it is, and now I can really focus on this coming season.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your time at Georgia this season. Obviously, you just spent 1 year there in Athens. How do you believe your move to Georgia helped prepare you for the NFL?
Just give me the exposure. Playing in big games, Notre Dame, Florida, Auburn, those, SEC championship, Sugar Bowl, getting on those big stages and allowing me to play is saying a lot. So playing in the SEC, in my opinion, the best conference in the country, playing against some of the best talent, in the country. I think those all, when looked at by the NFL, hold some weight. This guy's played with, a ton of future NFL stars. So I think that was the biggest one is getting out on the field with, really good football teams and showing, hey, I can compete.
All right. So, what was the 2019 season like for you personally? You essentially went from being a newcomer on a team to being a leader very quickly. We saw you in media availabilities almost weekly. It seemed out there in Athens, which is kind of rare for a newcomer such as yourself. So, what was it like to almost be inserted into a speaking role fresh off the bat? And what does that say about your character? Sorry to cut you off.
No, you're good. I just practiced and played football with whoever got chosen for media. That was up to Coach Smart. I guess it can make you feel good if you get chosen a lot. That you know how to handle yourself and handle those tough questions because sometimes they can put you on the spot after a tough week or something like that. But no, Coach Smart was straight up. He was always treated me with the utmost respect, and for him to call me out and say, hey, we want you to be a speaker for this team, even though you've only been here for a short amount of time. It's really humbling and exciting. So.
I got you. So, you had one big catch. Well, not one big catch. You had a really big catch against Florida this year. Ran a sail route, which we were talking about, and it got thrown up into more of a corner route, breaking off to the outside of the sideline late there against Florida. Take us through that catch. Take us through that big play and what it meant to, basically seal the win against the Florida Gators.
Yeah, in the heat of the game, we said, hey, we need a first down here. Let's just put this thing away. So, I had my tight coach saying, hey, if you catch it, stay in bounds. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, let's just get the first down. And I knew when I lined up there playing man coverage, I'm like, okay, just get to the outside. Jake will do it. Jake will do his thing. Offensive line will do their thing. So it all ended up working out. It was actually a pretty close play. You watch it there. There's a lot that could have went wrong, but it all went right. So, it was a great team effort there just to put that one away.
Yeah, almost it's an over-the-shoulder catch there for you, but it was, tightly contested there in Jacksonville, so definitely a big catch from you. And like we said, completely iced the game down there between Georgia and Florida. How much of there's a lot of speculation about the offense and, the continuity between the wide receivers, the ball catchers, and Jake Fromm last year. How much of a continuity was there actually in the passing game, and was that something you guys were worried about at all, or did y'all feel good?
No, we felt good. We knew when we needed to, we could sit there and air it out. We also knew how run heavy and dominant we were there. So going into the games, you got to try and find that balance that puts you in a really successful situation. Some weeks it's going to be heavier run, some weeks it's going to be heavier pass. We practice super hard, just like everybody in the country, to develop that pass game. We were young, we did have a lot of injuries, but that you can expect that out of every season. It happens. So. As far as continuity to the game, it changed every week.
I got you. So I'm gonna give you an opportunity to sell yourself right here, Eli. You're your own, agent right now. You're your own marketing manager. Why should an NFL team draft Eli Wolf? Why should they add you to their roster? What do you bring to an NFL organization?
The talent piece, that's what they evaluate. They see the film, they see the numbers, and they make their conclusions off that. But what you don't see is the hard work in the weight room, the attitude, the leadership, and I think that's where I'm not underappreciated, but I think I thrive there. I'm a no problem guy. I'm going to be one of the hardest workers in the entire draft this year. So that's what you're getting when you get me. You're getting a no problem guy that's going to elevate the play of everybody around him just by the way I practice and carry myself. So The numbers, the film is all out there for them. But if that's what I was asked, that's what I would explain to a scout or a coach or GM, and just say, hey, you're getting a hard worker.
Yeah, and you're only going to get better at the tight end position moving forward. It's something that, you played throughout college, but you weren't born a tight end. You hadn't played tight end forever. So you're only going to get better at that position. So you're what we call in the scouting and the evaluation world an ascending player, right? One that's going to get better at the next level. But let's let the fans in on a little something here that they may not know, Eli, but you are actually a fairly good artist here. Taking a look at this picture, I know I'm sharing the wrong screen here, but walk us through what's going on here. He said it took us 3 hours to paint this photo right here, Eli. I still don't think I'm sharing my screen. Sorry, now I think I am. Take us through this picture right here, Eli. What's going on? We got some mountains, some blue sky. Go ahead.
Yeah, anybody that's grown up watching Bob Ross, I probably watched him twice as much. So I've been watching Bob Ross, and with all this free time, you have it in between training and sitting in your apartment all day. I was like, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a shot. So,
so are you trying to recreate? Are you trying to recreate this photo right here?
Probably not that one, but one of his. I kind of just sat there and followed along and painted with him. Then I kind of went and freestyled out on my own. After a while, I was like, I can't do some of that stuff. But yeah.
So Eli Wolf, the next Bob Ross, is that what we're saying?
That's. I wish, man. Wow, that's a great picture, though. Jeez.
Yeah, I'll be sure to send that one to you.
That's something else.
All right, Eli. I appreciate you for joining us. I'm glad we can get a laugh out of you here at the end of the show, man. I appreciate it.